what I love about old school race cars, they just didn't give a shit. These guys would just go out and find a fiberglass bathtub, whack 4 wheels in it, put a plane engine on the back of it and go, yeah, off you go, hope you survive. And whilst a lot of drivers didn't survive this era of motorsport madness, there's something that we still talk about today. There's something just intoxicating about the danger. This general lack of concern also applied to those trying to break the land speed record. Now, land speed record cars have always just fascinated me because usually it's just literally a plane engine in, again, another bathtub. And in 1956, Renault thought to themselves, you know what, let's have a go at that. But let's not use one of those pesky piston engines. Let's use a gas turbine instead. This is the Shooting Star. Well, that's what the name translates as anyway. I can't speak French. This little blue wedge is actually capable of speeds over 200 miles an hour. The gas turbine powering this thing produces 270 brake horsepower and has a maximum RPM of 35,000. There's a little bit of information here on how to drive this thing in the mod download itself, and it just says, very simple, select first gear and press the throttle. You don't even need the clutch. And that it's not a race car, but if you want to be fast on track, maybe try and drag the brake a little bit through corners to keep that compressor spooled. Of course you guys know what has to happen now. Well, you might have noticed that I don't have a steering wheel. I'm gonna need one of them. Luckily, my good friend John Moser has me covered. Say hello. Hi. To this bad boy. This is the Moser CS V2, which comes with some lovely new updates, including backlit RGB buttons, individual RPM LED lights, and additional clutch paddles. All made from lovely forged carbon fiber. Like all Moser wheels, this comes with the all-aluminium quick release system, which means that I can just do this and I'm ready to go. And if you fancy picking one of these bad boys up, you can do so on its own, individually, or part of an R9 or R12 bundle. So if you're in the market for an all-round rim for rallying, drifting, circuit racing, whatever, links below in the description. Go check out the Moser CS V2. And of course, a big thank you again to Moser for continuing to support this channel. That reeing you can hear in the background is our turbine. Makes some spooky noises when you touch the throttle, I'm not gonna lie. Now, as mentioned before, this is not a race car, so I don't really know how it's gonna be around one of the most challenging racetracks in the world, but as always, there's only really one way to find out. So, making our way slowly out the pit lane, and immediately, of course, the weird thing for me is I'm not gonna be using any gears at all on this lap, which also means we have some upsides and downsides to this lovely gas turbine engine sitting just behind us. Although already going down towards Hatzenbach, I can feel that this thing is not the best handling thing in the world. So, because we have no gears, because we're not using that lovely, oh my god, piston engine, and because we have very little in terms of acceleration, the driving experience of this is completely different to anything else that I've driven in AC. We can't rotate the car on the throttle, we can't slow the car down using engine braking, anything like that at all. We just have to kind of wait, which means that we have to brake earlier, be a lot more purposeful in our actions with that brake pedal, and just try and keep in the back of our head that we can't really slow down as we go above 200 kph up towards Flugplatz. So we're going to try and tip her in 150 kph at the apex. Not too bad for a car on bicycle tyres, to be honest. Now we can really get that compressor spinning up to maximum RPM, 35,000 RPM now as we go down towards Schradenkreuz, 250 kph nearly on that needle. Once this thing gets rolling, it just keeps going. Oh Jesus, don't go off though, Jimmy, don't go off, bro. And despite the turbine only making about, I think it's 270 horsepower or something in that region, this car is so streamlined that we just cut through the air that we don't need that much horsepower to get to that point. Oh man, this is going to be scary. Towards the compression now. Oh, brake, 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 brake. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Still alive, baby. So I'm trying to do what the the guide said. You can see that on the left-hand side there. Mr. Editor, please zoom in. We have our compressor gauge, which basically is, well, it's like a big turbo gauge for this. We want to try and keep that at 35 for as much of a lap as possible, which means double pedaling a fair bit and trying to keep my foot on the throttle, kind of. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, too much, too much. Come back to me. Oh! I've just crashed a priceless car. But as I was saying before I decided to reshape this thing, it's important that we try and keep that compressor spinning because it takes a little while to spool up. And that max power is only generated really when we are at max RPM, so it's a delicate balance between trying to keep that thing spooling and, well, living, I guess. In terms of handling, it handles about as well as you'd imagine a 1950s land speed record car to handle. As if to say it doesn't really handle. Boatloads of understeer. We don't quite have enough power to get any power oversteer at all, but it just means that we have to brake super early. This thing does have disc brakes, but they're not very good. It does have double wishbone suspension as well, so it's pretty advanced, but yeah, just not made for circuits at all. I'm quite curious to see what it does so up the hill past Bergwork, so let's see if we can get a good exit. Keep a tiny bit of throttle on every now and then, just tapping the throttle on the way in. There you go, that's nice. That's how you keep it going. Just a little bit of throttle on the way into the corner, which sounds very counterproductive because it is. But it's what we've got to do. Right, let's try and get a good line up here. Now, can we be flat through this left-hander? I kind of don't think we can. I'm going to try it anyway, though. Turn it really early. A little bit of a lift there. Still pulling up the hill nicely. Come on, little turbine. Oh, my word. And I'll try and slow the thing down. Despite the fact that, of course, it's not made for any sort of real track use, I kind of really enjoy the fact that this car moves around so much. It's beautifully detailed as well. The mod makers have done a great job of bringing this car to life as I'm about to lock up and into the barrier. No, I'm not. Right, carousel. Oh. Is that oversteer? I almost got oversteer then. Lovely. If this car does anything effectively, it just highlights how important engine braking is. You find yourself just a bit of a passenger a lot of the time going into the braking zones. Right, now we're going into that handling section, which is going to be probably the most depressing part of this car's lap. Nicely, I say nicely, it's not nice at all. I'm trying to get the car to move a little bit. The suspension is still quite soft, so trying to move the weight around a bit, but it's quite hard to get able to do that. And then not be able to sort of keep that little mini four-wheel slide going by using the throttle, because we just don't have the power to keep that going. For YouTube corner 1 and 2. And yeah, the mod maker was right. This is definitely not a race car. It struggles to do a lot of these corners, but these would be super entertaining for like an online race, I think. You stick 20 people in some of these cars standing around a circuit. It's going to be hilarious. Anyway, we're getting to the bit of this track now, very slowly anyway, where this car should excel. We have one of the longest straights in racing history here. Oh, Jesus, no! Youch! Just making sure the left side matches the right after the earlier collision, you know. And I'm not sure what the top speed of this car is in this mod. I think anything over 300 kph would be pretty insane. Try and get a good run now onto the straight. Try to anyway. It's very difficult to understand what the hell this car wants. I think it wants to go back to bed is what it wants. Right, good run. Okay, go. So we don't have to change gears. It's all one gear this. So there is 200. 225. Still going. 250. 260. We're getting up now onto the hill. Nearly at 270. Come on, little Renault. There is 280. It's still going. Down the hill. 290. Oh, Jesus. I forgot how to brake. Oh, my life is over. Cool, I think we're ready for a hot lap now. Let's see then how fast a gas turbine land speed record car from the 1950s can lap the Nordschleife. I have no idea what to expect from this. Let's try and be as clean as possible. What I've learned from the Outlap is that handling doesn't exist. I've got to try and keep that turbine spooled the best we can without putting it into a wall like that, or almost going into a wall. So I might have to get a little bit creative with some of these lines here as we try and dip it into the hats and back section here. Car's really not interested in what I want to do to it. I'm trying to communicate, hi, turn in, and it's like, nah, not going to do that. Who are you? don't really care. Nice. Through there. And it's not really smooth throttle application. This is just, you just plant it and try and get the compressor spinning. Compress! Compress here! Compressor faster! Okay. Easy now. Again, keep that compressor going. Can we just, oh, whatever, over the curb, doesn't matter. We are riding high. We do not need to worry about curbs. We actually get up to a decent speed down here as well. Gravity assist, thank you very much. I'm going to brake just after the crest, why not? And then we're going to try and just tip it in. Brake, 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 brake. Oh man, that's a difficult corner. For a car with no engine braking, no ABS, nothing, trying to slow the car down there into Arenberg is pretty impossible. Now we go down towards the foxhole, towards the compression down here. Amazing bit of circuit in real life in this car. Horrible, nearly 250 kph. Again, going to try and just introduce the corners to it very, very early on. Almost like a bike, how you would just tip the car in or the bike in early. You've got to do a similar sort of thing in this. Right, can I get any movement from this thing? Just trying to force the car to pitch on the rear and trying to come round on the weight transfer, but it's just not interested in what I have to do. Good news is though, we're 163 seconds faster than our first attempt through there. Hi Rebel Tree. We're in a gas turbine car now. But if I've got to drive something single geared, this is far more entertaining than an electric car, I gotta say. Probably far more dangerous as well, and I imagine quite a bit less efficient. But don't worry about that. Let's not worry about details like that. Oh, Jesus. It's very hard to keep that compressor going at the same time here. Really difficult. Oh, come on, let's just through miss, hit, miss now. I don't really know what to do through here. Just in general, really. And now heavy braking. Oh, I'm locking up. Right, come on. Come round, come round, come round. Oh, almost. I almost got it to slide there. Small victories. I love Assetto Corsa, man. This is what Assetto Corsa is built for. Just stupid stuff like this. I wouldn't have known this car existed without Assetto Corsa. And the amazing modding work that goes on in the community. Got to give big props to those who have kept this game alive and kicking for so long. As always, there will be links down below in the description for everything included here, so you can try it out for yourself. Anyway, we should probably focus on what we're doing, shouldn't we? Maybe, who knows? Oh, come on. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, please turn in, bro. Right, okay, up the hill once more. A bit of a respite here. You can sort of just keep it flat up here, because at speed, the car does move around nicely. Because we're at max RPM, we're producing a lot of power at this point, so we can actually start to get the car moving on the throttle. It starts to slide in that way that I've been trying to make it do for the entire thing so far, like this. In we go, early. Oh, I cannot explain how dead you would be if you did that in real life. Same again, launch it in. And now into mid curve, we're going to brake super early and just introduce the car early again. It's not interested in meeting the apex, that's okay. I'm used to that. Now for this last part of the sort of middle, what I consider the middle sector of this course. Let me go into this amazing last sector, full of technical, challenging corners, none of which this car suits. Right, carousel. Going to the carousel at the 5-minute and 10-second mark, just about. So, okay so far. Pace is not bad. Anything under, I think, 9 minutes, 8 will be a bit of a victory for us at this point. Come on, big commitment. That wasn't big commitment, Jimmy. There is a certain commitment to driving this car, as I sort of touched upon a couple of times. Keeping that compressor spinning, it's like a big turbo. The moment you come off it, you have to sort of wait and build it back up again. So the more committed you are, the more speed you carry everywhere. But of course, it is a big commitment, which means that you might end up carrying that speed into a barrier, which is not the one. Easy peasy. Come on now. Go through. Lovely. Look at this. Absolute handling weapon. Oh, no, it's not. I lied. Immediate understeer. I can just use these curbs just to rotate the car in more. Sometimes when you're driving stuff like this, you've got to get creative how you drive it, and using a big curb to throw it around isn't actually a terrible idea if you can't rotate the thing, just as long as you don't spin it. Unfortunately, I can't get close enough to the curbs to do that because driving apparently is difficult. Right, 6 minutes 35 on the clock now as we come out of the ice curve. Come on. That sub 9 is on, I think. Yep, over curbs. I don't want to get air here because I'm pretty sure I'll take off with this turbine. These corners are so difficult through here. We're just stuck in that zone between 100 and 150 kph in most corners. Definitely tyre limited. Don't go off again. Back on the power. There is some slight rotation on the power there, but not enough to make you confident. Now we're getting to where this car shines and where I, as a sim racer, am most skilled. In a straight line. As I mow a little bit of grass for a good measure there. Sub 9 seems like it could be on, given this thing pace on the straight. I have to also take note from the last lap that I can't just send it to the end of the lap. I need to brake fairly early. Otherwise risk snapping another finger. Right, let's go, come on. No, it's fine. Bicycle tyres, let's go. Head down, all the speed we can get, using that awesome streamlined bodywork. Compressor at full song. Again, you can see on the speed of 240 kph, 250 nearly there as well. No tyre blowouts for us. So looking good. Gonna go all the way over to the right here to get the widest possible angle through here. Turning really early, aiming for a curve, but I can't see yet, touching it. Oh my word, slow it down. On the brakes. On the brakes, still on the brakes. That's fine. This is a good line. This is a Kevin Estra line. It's fine. We're still pointing the right way. You guys didn't see that, although you probably did. Sub 9's right there, guys. Come on, it's right there. And across the line, it's an 8:45.0 for the gas turbine land speed record car. I love a circuit courser, man. This stuff is such awesome fun. This car is great too, as I said. There'll be a link down below in the description if you want to try it out for yourself. Thoroughly recommend. It's just awesome to drive cars like this that are different and see how they work. In this case, not well. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And if you have any suggestions of interesting and insane mods you want to see me drive, let me know down below in the comments. Take care, have an awesome day. See you all next time.